My hand hesitated on the cold brass doorknob. The old house creaked around her, whispering warnings about the attic. She took a deep breath and pushed the heavy door open. The hinges groaned in protest. The smell of dust and time hit her like a wall. Sunbeams struggled to pierce through the grime on the lone window, lighting up motes of dust dancing in the air. The only sounds were the rustling of unseen creatures and the hammering of my heart. She took a hesitant step inside. The attic was a treasure trove of forgotten things. Trunks with brass fittings lined the walls. A faded tapestry hung limply on one wall, depicting a scene of a forgotten battle. I shivered. It felt colder in the attic. A sense of unease settled over her. She couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching her. Still, her curiosity pushed her forward, deeper into the attic's shadowy depths. A glint of light caught Lucy's eye. It came from a dusty, forgotten trunk, tucked away in a shadowy corner. The trunk was old, bound in leather, its surface scratched and faded. Lucy knelt and carefully lifted the heavy lid. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed lace and forgotten trinkets, lay a doll. It was beautiful, with a porcelain face and delicate features. Its eyes were a striking emerald green, and they seemed to sparkle with an unnatural light. They held Lucy's gaze, drawing her in. Lucy gently lifted the doll, brushing away the dust. It was heavier than she expected, and oddly cold to the touch. The doll was dressed in a finely stitched velvet dress, the color of aged wine. Its hair was a cascade of golden curls, pulled back with a matching velvet ribbon. The doll was beautiful, captivating, but there was something unsettling about it. It felt strangely real in her hands. As soon as Lucy lifted the doll, she heard it. A soft whisper, barely audible, seemed to come from the doll itself. It sent a shiver down Lucy's spine. She stopped breathing, holding the doll close to her ear. For a moment there was silence. Then she heard it again. "Play with me," the voice whispered, raspy and faint. It seemed to echo in the stillness of the attic. Lucy's heart pounded in her chest. The voice was so soft, so faint. It could have been just the wind whistling through the cracks in the attic walls. But deep down she knew it wasn't. "Did you say something?" she whispered back, her voice trembling slightly. The doll remained still, its painted smile unchanging. The whispers ceased. Lucy waited, holding her breath, but there was only silence. "I'm just letting my imagination run wild. I won't let the whispers bother me for..." Determined to have some fun, Lucy set about creating a tea party. She found a chipped china tea set in the trunk and carefully arranged it on a dusty old trunk. She poured imaginary tea for herself and the doll, her earlier unease fading away. "There, that's better. Now, let's have a lovely tea party." The setting sun cast long shadows across the attic, bathing everything in an orange glow. For a moment, the attic felt warm and welcoming. Lucy giggled, her earlier fears forgotten. "And then I went to the park and played on the swings. It was so much fun." But the warmth didn't last. The shadows seemed to deepen, twisting into monstrous shapes. The temperature dropped, sending a chill down Lucy's spine. And then the whispers started again. This time they were louder, more insistent, filled with a strange urgency. Whispering urgently, "Lucy, Lucy." "Lucy." The whispers escalated into frantic cries. The china teacups rattled, threatening to topple over. Then, with a deafening boom, the attic door slammed shut. "No, no, no." Lucy jumped to her feet, dropping the doll in her fright. It landed on the wooden floor with a thud, its porcelain face illuminated by a flickering light.
"Oh no, the door! It won't open!"
Panic welled up inside her. She raced to the door, her small hands pushing against the heavy wood. But the door wouldn't budge. It was as if an unseen force was holding it shut. Fear, cold and paralyzing, gripped Lucy. She turned to face the doll, her eyes wide with terror. What happened to you?" The doll was no longer lying where it fell. It was sitting upright, its green eyes glowing ominously in the gathering darkness. The once beautiful face was twisted into a grotesque mockery of a smile. The whispers were gone, replaced by a low, guttural growl that seemed to come from deep within the doll.
Growling. Lucy, play with me.
Lucy stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat. The doll began to move, its porcelain limbs creaking as it rose to its feet. It glided towards her, its eyes never leaving hers.
No, stay away from me.
Lucy screamed and scrambled backward, desperate to escape the attic's clutches. She stumbled over a forgotten toy, falling to the ground.
Please, no!
The doll loomed over her, its painted smile a terrifying grimace. Then it threw back its head and let out a chilling laugh, a high-pitched, unnatural sound that echoed through the darkness. Laughing eerily, ha ha ha! It was a sound that spoke of unimaginable evil, of ancient power, of countless souls trapped within the attic's dusty confines. As darkness swallowed the attic and the doll's laughter echoed in her ears, Lucy knew she wouldn't escape. She was trapped, just like all the others who had dared to enter the attic's shadows, and the doll, with its glowing green eyes and sinister grin, was the gatekeeper of their prison.
Forever, Lucy, forever.